A 1-1 keeps it even going into that final series again, and then you would need a 2-0 to put an end to it.
TMV Maru.
In the bottom left of Blackburn. In the bottom right, the red Zerg is going to be
Dragon Phoenix Gaming. Rog.
Rog. What was that? Rog. Welcome to Rog. Two lives left from either side. A 1-1 and a 2-0, or 2-0 and one map win would do it for either of these teams at this point. A 1-1 and a 1-1 would put this into the best of 1/8 match. That is also a possibility. Overall, coming through the center, down this bottom side. Blackburn, typically a nice Terran map, but we saw Rogue, of course. We've got to talk about the GSL finals, right? Rogue against Maru, and Rogue showing the power of roaches on this map as well. If I'm Maru, I just open Hellion Banshee. I don't let him roach me. And on we go into a nice little peaceful game where you get to play a map that's in your favor. And then you win the game, and then Rogue picks something nasty like Jack and Nather, and then you worry about that. But yeah, I think for the moment, you just kind of play this map safe, and you just go with the flow. You know, the good thing about the matchup here for Maru as well is if you play Hellion Banshee, it's also just a good way to harass and a good way to set up into the game as well, right? So yeah, let's see what happens. Feelings through the bottom side, going down to the bottom left. Going to be seen a factory going to swap over to reactor. Maru building everything away from the front, which is kind of interesting. I wonder if he's afraid of like an early roach attack and he wants to keep his structures safe. The Lings show up, obviously no Reaper openings, so the Lings get the freedom to move across the map and to try and see what is going on, try and pick up a little bit of additional information. Lots of Lings on the way from Rogue. I think he's expecting this to be like a Marine kind of focused attack. I think Maru's actually played a wonderful mind game here, showing only Marines and playing like Marine heavy initially. And Rogue doesn't realize there's Hellions, and Hellions are going to be so good against this flood of Lings. This flood of Lings is meant to punish someone going 2-1-1, and there's Hellions. And the moment Rogue sees Hellions, this ain't good for him. He has to back away, and these Lings completely wasted. They could have been drones instead. But yeah, based on what Rogue has been able to scout, because Maru built everything off to the left, Maru basically baited Rogue into saying, hey, look, Marines 2-1-1. And Rogue plays like he wants to punish it. And Maru is simply saying, actually, I'm building Hellions. I'm actually not going to be 2-1-1 at all. Joke's on you. And it really is, because that's a lot of Lings to make. And now just don't add any value, right? This could have been Rogue on a much faster set of drones and then making those Lings ready for this attack. Everything's just been built the wrong way around, basically. So a really good start for Maru, just in kind of how the initial builds turn out. And again, that's not just kind of from blind luck. It really is based on what Maru did with the building positioning at the very start. Hellion's actually going to dive by, and these Lings in some trouble, honestly. I mean, they kind of get choked up a bit, so at least a few drones should go down on this base. 5 workers dead as the drop hits the main as well. Rogue ain't in position at all. Queens are going to have to go scarpering back to the main base to try and get there in time. He's going to lose an Overlord as well, and Rogue is taking some serious damage already. 8 workers. Okay, you cleaned up the Hellions, but a lot of your Lings went down as well, so you don't have a lot of remaining units on the map. I believe Maru has a Liberator that he's built as well that he's yet to still bring into play. There it is, actually on the way across the map right now. So that Liberator is also going to get a chance to show up. Siege of base, there's no queens here. And Rogue has to pull drones, lose mining time, lose maybe some lava. Oh my goodness. And the drop is still in the main as well. 6 Marines, a medevac, and a Dream. And Maru looking fantastic here in this starting game. A few of those Lings going down. The Queen taking some damage. More of these Lings being picked away at. Liberator does go down finally on the 3rd. But again, a lot of lost mining time caused. Good transfusion, keeping the Queen alive for a while longer. Goes for that. Queen will still get this one. Maru continuing to just put in so much damage in this early game. These Marines just will not die. Ling showing up, he don't care. Drones have to pull to try and defend. He's going to drop over here, a choke point, and on top of the Queen, so he can get rid of that without it dealing more damage. Maru is just showing off early. The Roachron was built, but when the hell are you going to get time to actually utilize Roaches here as we get this set up? Alright, well, what a start for Maru, as now he's going to drop Hellions into the main base to support this Marine drop, which is continuing to come on through. Ling's coming for a little bit of a surround. Marines is going to lift off. The Hellions are just doing good damage. I mean, guys, there's not really much else to say. Maru has just completely outplayed Rogue in this early game. It all started with a mind game that set him off onto an advantageous position, able to make that all happen. GG's, man. I mean, how do you recover here as Rogue? He even built a Roachrorin, maybe expecting Hellbats, and now he's going to go Bane Nest and Aspire, so he's going to try now play Ling Bane Muta after building a Roachrorin that he did nothing with. Rogue has been completely out of touch in this game, right? He has been completely thrown out of the loop, and he is struggling to get back on track. Marines coming in, a couple of creep teamers going down. I mean, this is the large attack. I mean, there's no Baneling Nest ready, so you're going to fight, what, Stim Marines and Hellions with Ling Queen? That's not really looking good, is it? I mean, Maru's even playing it somewhat safe, checking behind the gold base for the for gold-based mining. Well, yeah. And Rogue would love it if he could have afforded any drones for a 4th base at this stage, you know? Like, yeah, that would have been alright. Maru a little bit weird here. I mean, this drop over with a low HP medevac doesn't make a lot of sense, and Rogue punishes that. As Rogue starts 12 meters. Well, what else is Rogue behind in? What else has kind of been bad for him early game? Upgrades. 1-1 done for Maru, not start for Rogue. There's counterattack, though. Some potential here. Too many reinforcements in position for Maru, though. He's actually going to get quite a few of those Lings as well. If Maru pushes now as the mutas come out, I mean, the problem is he just spent all of his gas on mutas, so he doesn't have any gas ready for Banelings. So if there's no Banelings, it's now Muta Ling Queen against Marines. Well, let me tell you that that's not really much better than Ling Queen. It's a little bit better, but with this amount of Marines, don't think it makes a difference. Oh, you want some drones on the gold base? Whoops, they just died. I mean, the mutas are just going to try and pick off reinforcements, which is the right idea. Straight up fight ain't going to do it. Rogue going to try and make this chaotic enough. As a couple Banes finish, no Baneling speed. They do not connect on anything meaningful. Maru charges in for map number 1, win on Blackburn. A beautiful game that started with the mind game and just went from there. Mutas fly in, those Marines are going to fight back. The mutas are dropping out of the sky one by one. We have got Maru taking this first map of the series. Maru looking good. Looking real good. Now has to beat Rogue on Rogue's map, where 2-0 would win it, or 1-1 would force the ultimate ace match.
TMV Maru.
In the bottom left. One map away from putting his team onto match point. Top right, the red Zerg trying to make it back.
Dragon Phoenix Gaming. Rogue.
Rogue! Maybe that's the issue. Maybe they should have sent out Rogue instead of Rogue. This Rogue guy doesn't seem as good as Rogue, you know? Very interested as to what the hell Maru does on Jagannatha. Like, this is a map which really does favor Zerg in terms of a lot of the setup and a lot of the builds and stuff like that. So what will we see here? What's going to be seen as spawning pool is on the way down. So pool first, Rogue already thinking, you might proxy Rex me here. It's a map that you don't really like, that Terrans don't like in general. I know who you are. You're Maru. And Maru definitely likes to proxy on maps he's maybe not the most fond of. I was going to see our drones mining away, waiting to see where we go at the moment, waiting to see what's going to happen as our command center dropping down into the natural expansion. And another depot up there, just going to see this reactor finishing up in a few moments' time. Our Zergling speed already on the way out from Rogue as well, so just getting link speed up and running. Natural and natural expansion. Again, a couple of Marines on the way out. Factory build and just a peaceful opening. Again, no Reaper, which means you get this reactor super early. It means you're on a Marine heavy opening. We'll see what Maru does with it. Again, it really has been very popular, this kind of Marine drop Hellion run by combo as of late. It's really taken the TVZ world by storm. People have been loving it. And they've been making full use of it, that's for sure. It's been pretty cool to see. Ling's gonna waddle on down to the bottom side then. Again, just a lot of the time as well, it's that idea of if you don't think there's a roach attack or something you need to see with the Reaper, then skipping the Reaper is like, you know, obviously the Reaper picks up info, but the Zergs can also be so good at denying that info. So nowadays, it's not like the Reaper is guaranteed to see all that much anyway. Rogue again sees Lings, but I'm sure you won't do much about it. You know, what's really interesting about this, as a, you know, from a meta standpoint, that last game, is if you can make it look like, if you can make builds look like 2-1-1s that aren't 2-1-1s that are Hellions, it's going to dissuade people from actually going for, like, Ling attacks against 2-1-1s, and that's going to power you up quite a bit. Right, that's actually going to improve your position substantially when you do 2-1-1, because it removes one of the big threats of when you're playing 2-1-1, something you have to deal with a lot of the time. So, that could be a really cool influence on the metagame of TVZ in general. You know, one build being successful, actually kind of being, you know, making another build less effective. Big scout here from Rogue, because he's going to come in, he's going to see that the tech lab's only just now coming in on the starport. He's going to see no stim pack, and Rogue's going to get a bit of info. He's going to say he doesn't need to see the armory to know there is gas missing in Maru's setup, and that now there's a Hellbat attack coming his way. He starts up Lings after his most recent round of drones, and his Queens start to collect at the front. The only thing really missing is a Spine Crawler. Maru behind this is going to start a Banshee, by the way, as Ling's already counter-attacking. We'll see how well Maru deals with the Ling counter as he starts to march on forward. There's not a lot here from Rogue right now. Marines continue through. The Ling's getting the natural. The Hellions are there, and Maru is microing those Hellions as well, keeping them alive. The Lings will not be able to do anything counter-attacking, and the Queens are dropping on this side of the map. I think Rogue's in some serious trouble right now, guys. The drones are pulled onto Hellbats. That is the position we're in as Rogue, as Maru is going to power on through the natural. Rogue can't believe it. 2 games in a row, caught completely off guard. Did not have the good build choices in the slightest. A horrible series from Rogue. A beautiful strategic series